And away we go. It's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. We are broadcasting live from the Cincy Light studios. And if you want to get a Cincy Light, go see our friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot. They're in the Dora District right on Harrison Avenue. You can walk from bar to bar with your drinks. But why would you do that when you can just go visit our friends at Hail Mary's? They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. There's not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. They can stream all the games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Got a brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. Of course, I get the hiccups as soon as you hit record. Why does that always happen? Not only do they pour the coldest beer around, but they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses.
Almost made
just,
it.
Just when I got to do the read, Aaron. They just show up.
Now they're gone.
Yeah. I'm tired, man. Like there's while you're talking, I might doze off right now. Well, that's where I'm at. So
you've already lived this once, so
yeah. It's I have lived all of these. We'll move you over. It is a special Wednesday edition of Talking About Talkin. Scott Satterfield, Wes Miller, Katrina Merriweather, Aaron. Heather.
Yeah, we did not do Joe Royer, Josh Minkins, or Tyson Veit this week, as that's just 12 more minutes of 15 more minutes of
Veit might have been interesting, but if you haven't seen that one and you're interested in the Iowa State game, like go watch Tyson Veit talk about returning to Ames and getting to play his old school. It's here on the YouTube channel under videos. Go check it
out. So Coach Scott Satterfield said that we did a lot of things good enough to win the game, but turnovers. We know. I said you can't have those mistakes or you will get beat. They are going to do a better job throughout the week to prepare, and that's on the coaches and the players. So he did take responsibility there. Said that Iowa State is one of the top pass defenses in the country. Also said that Coach Pete Thomas sits down with Brendan Sorsby and watches all of the plays. So he watched the good, the bad, and the ugly from West Virginia. They did that together. Said that the defenses will sometimes be right, and as a quarterback, you just have to take it, as in the sack, or throw it away. You have to be able to leave the play, leave it.
Live to fight another day.
And that's something that young Brendan Sorsby certainly struggled with against West Virginia. Said that you also don't want to lose Sorsby's competitiveness while also growing from your mistakes. You want him to be doing things he was doing earlier in the season, standing back there in the pocket, in a clean pocket, maybe a little bit longer than he has been of late. So taking the hit and still making the pass, making the play. You don't want to lose some of those late in the development of the play where something opens up that wasn't there, maybe.
Yeah.
Said that they have played really good football at times. They have struggled to win when they make mistakes, and the team's worst energy was in Colorado, whether that be because of the time change or because of how late the game was or whatever the case may have been. Colorado was the worst energy of the season, but they've bounced back. He said it's not something that's been a lingering thing with the team. Says they are taking what the defenses are giving them. They're just not winning down the sidelines. I don't know that they're giving people a whole lot of chances down the sidelines to win, but said he would rather continue getting completions over getting deep balls, as it means you're moving the sticks, getting the first downs. I didn't love that answer.
I know you're hell-bent on you don't care if they throw an interception. I heard George say just throw it up, and if they pick it off, they pick it off. Like I don't necessarily agree with that.
He means on a fourth, like a third down, a fourth down, if you're going to punt anyway. I think that's what he means. My thing is you can have both. You don't have to necessarily lose your completion percentage or completions just on a second and short. You can take a chance on a long ball and still get those completions. I just don't feel like they're even taking those chances. That's, I guess, what I mean.
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, what I mean is I've seen enough plays where the box is stacked that there should be something on the outside.
Agreed.
Like we are, and Dave talked about it. When West Virginia early in the game was playing a lot of like light 5-man boxes, Cincinnati ran it with a lot of success. But there were parts in that game where they were coming after Brendan Sorsby, and it wasn't just with 3 and 4 dudes. At that point, somebody's in one-on-one.
Correct.
Send a guy and then try to make a play. Like you're allowed to do that still. I think they've gotten too content with take what the defense gives you.
I agree. Yes. He said that there is a lot of experience and talent on the defensive back end for Iowa State, raved on their 3 safeties. Said that both teams obviously know the defense. The offensive stats are almost identical. Then he went on to talk about his relationship with Matt Campbell and how they were both on the same staff in Toledo and some of how Tyson Veit ended up coming to be and all of that. Said that Iowa State can go under center, one of the few teams apparently in the country that still does that, or they can work out of the shotgun, and Rocco Becht is a winner, straight up. Said Ames is a tough environment, but it's not a good field, and both teams are always slipping. It's not just the away team. The home team also has issues staying on their feet on their field, and it's going to be something that they have to kind of figure out. Get on game day, they're going to take a whole bunch of cleats, apparently, and just figure out which ones work the best. That sounds terrible.
And it's probably going to be one of those nights where like it's going to probably be a little like it's not going to rain,
but it'll be
the
chilly.
temperature is going to be dropping down into the 40s, lower 50s, upper 40s, where there's condensation.
Not ideal.
On the turf. Yeah.
Said that they're trying to play one game at a time. There's obviously only one more home game in your last 3. You've got 2 away games, so certainly not an easy road ahead of them. And then he commented on the great tackle by Mason Fletcher as he was asked if Fletch should be a gunner.
And he was in yellow yesterday because he hurt his ribs.
I mean, not surprised.
Maybe that's why he didn't stick with Australian rules football. Tackling without pads.
Moving on to Coach Katrina Merriweather, who had a giant National Signing Day as she signed 5 women for her team. Those include hometown D. Alexander, Kalia Divalisi,
Divalisi, I believe, yeah.
Okay. Callie Barrett, Joya Crawford, and Paige Whitted. Katrina said that the development and fitting into the culture and sisterhood of the program is the heart of recruiting for this staff. Paige Whitted has impeccable footwork. She is unknown due to her injuries, but she can make some threes. Momentum has been moving, but as an alumni of the Bearcats, it's incredibly special to her. The highest ranked recruit in team history, D. Alexander, has brought attention to this program, and it's getting serious looks from recruits, from national media because of it. Joya Crawford won state. She may be not only the best player on her team, but arguably the best offensive player in her state. She is a 3-level scorer, a winner, and she can guard too. Katrina's staff works hard and has incredible chemistry. She thinks that Dee saw their energy. She also feels that she wanted to stay home to play in front of family and friends. Obviously, she loves this city, and she was their recruit to lose, and that was the mindset they worked out of the whole time. She said that Wes and his recruits and Tyler McKinley and Rayvon Griffith certainly helped, and Dee Alexander was also instrumental in the rest of the recruiting class as well. Big 12 matters in recruiting as the competition, top to bottom, does attract high-level pros, and there is absolutely room for more additions in this high school class. So they may not be done quite yet.
Well, that was directed at one person.
I know.
Number 13 player in the class, a chance to land another top 15 recruit in the same recruiting class would be incredible. We will find that out, I believe, on Saturday as Jada Seville, who 24/7 has 13th ranked in the class. She makes her decision. I believe the final three are Cincinnati, Tennessee, and Miami. And probably going to come down to Cincinnati or the Lady Vols, which is lofty territory in women's basketball.
Sure.
And I think it would probably move them up to number 3 in the country, which is
Nuts.
banana land for where this program was at 18 months ago. Like, that's hard to even. I would have told you you've lost your mind if 18 months ago you said they're going to get a new coach and they're going to have the number 3 recruiting class in women's basketball. That's
not just
cray.
Not just any coach, but an alumni.
Yeah. It's awesome. I'm pulling for her. Like, as you know, I have a long-standing relationship with one of her assistants. I've gotten to know some of her staff really well. I've loved my interactions with Katrina. So I'm rooting for them very hard to be. That would be
Great.
Really cool if we could pick up a second basketball power.
Sure.
In the Big 12.
And as you get the hiccups again, Coach Wes Miller, Keyshawn Tillery is a relentless competitor. He is way underranked, and he will be a leader on this Bearcat team. Wes went to the same high school as Keyshawn Tillery. Makes it an interesting recruitment. He also happened to be in the same league as Kane Broom's team, as Tyler Betsy's old league. Said there is no pressure to add anyone else to this class, but if they are going to be adding somebody, they need to have excitement, feel the excitement about it the same way that they did with Keyshawn Tillery. Otherwise, they're just going to move on to the transfer portal in
spring. Well, there'll be some high school players, coaches moving, like whatever. There'll be some top level high school guys that'll be available in the spring. But look, the spring market is
slim pickings.
It's a lot. There's a lot of pickings, but there's a lot of people in the orchard. Like the parking lot at the orchard is full when you get to the spring because everybody's trying to put a roster together and be as good as they can be. It would be nice to see one more. It's going to be difficult, though. I mean, it feels like all signs, all indications are pointing to Davion Hannah going to Alabama. We'll see if he's apparently announcing Friday. We'll see if they've got a Hail Mary that they can pull out of their hat here. But if not, Sean Abev kind of gets he's the other guy that has official visited here. I don't know that he plans on signing early, so we'll see. But yeah.
He said that the Keyshawn Tillery's ball speed and burst is similar to Day, but outside of that, he was hesitant to draw any other additional comparisons to Day there. Said when he is recruiting, whatever recruit he is talking to, they need to have a Cincinnati edge. He's not going to define that. He says, you all know what that means. And they need to love the game, have that same passion for it that this staff does, this team does, which will in turn mean that they also love the work. They need to get the big picture, value team. Awful lot of coach speak there. Said, good news on Dan, shouldn't affect his future at all whatsoever. It was a minor procedure. He's going to be out a couple weeks and then move it to a week-to-week decision. They're going to be incredibly conservative with him as they don't want this to be a lingering thing through the season. They want him to get back to 100, which getting to Day, they can't roll Day out for Friday, but they're also continuing to be extremely conservative with him as well. So again, they just want to make sure that everybody gets back to 100 before they're putting him out there in a situation where they could re-injure or cause some other injury because they're favoring something that they shouldn't be. He's not looking for one guy to replace Dan. It's going to be a replacement by committee. Plenty of guys have an opportunity to step up, especially we've been talking this past week about Josh Reed and Rayvon. How's your chance? If you wanted a chance, there's certainly going to be some time there for you to try and seize an opportunity. Also mentioned CJ Frederick and
That's what I think the key is here.
well, and I think he mentioned who else did he mention there? There was one
Josh Ray, Tyler, and CJ, and then Connor.
Tyler Betsy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also said that the silver lining in all of this is it should make the team better in January or February, the way that he sees it. Also said that the expectation, that's the key word here, the expectation is that rebounding should not fall off without Dan.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Also said that Dylan is capable of so many things on the basketball court at a high level. Then he went in about 5-minute conversation about the Jack Twyman Classic, and I think that was your question. But he was really excited to tell that story. Again, that's about the last 5 minutes of his talk. But if you want the Cliff Note version on the Jack Twyman Classic and what all he went into the NBA storyline on Jack Twyman, there was all sorts of lore talk about Jack Twyman there. So,
yeah.
And he's also finished it up by saying he does not take any team lightly, certainly not going to take Nichols lightly, as this isn't even a team that you mess around with. This is a team that has put some feathers in their cap, and you got to be careful on Friday that you aren't overlooking this Nichols team.
Yeah. All right, there you go. That's the nightcap. I'm going to bed. Brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here live in the Cincy Light Studios on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!